Hello, welcome to the stream. Oh, why don't I see frame rate? Let's see. What's that sense? I'm just seeing different frame rate numbers. It's unusual. Peace. I appreciate the thumbs up on the videos, guys. Thank you. Let's get the stream set up here and we'll be ready in a minute. pretty clean. Right. Take a spin. We're all set, I think. Frame rate looks amazing. Turn the frame rate meter off. And that's it. We're styled. Well, he knows. I'm not sure what session it's in. It doesn't really say, does it? The last lap. Hey, what's up, Thor? So iffy. Whew. I've been off the Benadryl for a while, so I'm really susceptible to pollen. I got my windows open. I'm good, just waking up. The race is starting. I changed the stream to use my CPU instead of the GPU, so I don't know if there's a quality difference. Also, pull the stream up on TikTok and go to the video player settings and change the video quality from 1080p to source, and let me know how that looks. I think TikTok actually looks better than YouTube now, but you have to hit that setting, of course. Now Twitch is bringing up the rear at 720. They really got to get that fixed. It's bugging me. See, I didn't get the memo about it being an all BMW. I have an idea. Since we had a bad start anyway. Let's help this guy catch up. See if we can. I don't know. Forza, you could push people along, and you could barely help them at all. I'm curious. Because I always wish I could help people more in Forza. Because sometimes you just have a bum race, and it's fun to just drop back and push somebody to catch the guy. I'm not sure if I sped him up or not. Try it on the next straightaway. You broke the wheel. Softened up that rear diff. It's nicer on shifts. It's not breaking loose on shifts as much. On acceleration. On decel, it's still, the diff is too tight. I'm learning on this car, do not downshift and tight corner. It does not like that. Better off just holding the brakes to get on the straightaway. Instead of using the engine to brake all the time. And sometimes you really shouldn't be downshifted to lower gear anyway. You end up going slower. All the shift time involved. And upsetting the balance. Let's see. I think as a rule of thumb, if you're going to downshift, you need to get all your downshifting and all your braking done before the corner. As much as you can. And then in the corner, a lot less shifting. So like here, a lot of times I like to downshift a second, but you need to wait till it's super safe to do so. Where you do that matters. Purposely held a downshift there a little longer, waiting for the suspension to get in a flat spot. I think with that we'll get a little more consistent, 'cause that's been the problem with this car. We just need to be able to adjust the rear differential. Not only on acceleration, which we can do, and that is helping, but on decel as well. Steering wheel back to that. Second place. First place is like 7 seconds ahead and I can't shoot. This loss. Force feedback. Oh, I'm out of the race. Can't feel anything. Happens sometimes. Thor, what did you think about the view on TikTok? Really? Are you sure? Yeah, it looks like they're doing sharpening. Did you change it to source? On the video setting, you got to change it from 1080p to source. I don't know if you caught that detail. Yeah, you did. Okay. Yeah, I noticed it was sharper, but one, because they're running the correct resolution. When you go to source, it should be running 1440p, although it didn't say exactly. But I think it is, and I think on top of that, they're running a sharpening filter, and that's why it looks a little bit over sharp almost. Is that what you're seeing? Let me pull it up again. I've been making some changes. I've got the CPU doing more of the encoding and the GPU just gaming. What? I never can find my own live. Let's see how it looks. Oh, that's black screen. Oh, I gotta restart the game. Hey, dude. Alright, I'm getting confused. Is it my screen or my video? They're kind of similar. I might click on the wrong one. Boop, boop, boop. Man, look at that thing. That's the race I was in. I should get my place in the race. I mean, I'll lose a place. Oh, I see a comment on TikTok. I don't get a ding for that one, so I didn't. All the new tunes will be called 032V1 going forward. 032 is the patch. Why is that like that? Oh, this is not actually right at all. What the? Wait a minute. What? It never did loaded the tune or something. This ain't right. I blew away the old one. Yeah, this is not. Make a tune from scratch, can we? That might be the right setting. Let's try this. First, we'll just tune the car. I'll actually tune it. And just go rest too. What's my YouTube? Maybe it's a TikTok render. No, which by the way, I think I left that on. Background here. Quality original. Full screen. Yeah, it's pretty darn sharp. It's pretty good. Well, that's good. I just wish Twitch would get their shit straight, man. I don't understand. Like, how is Twitch, of all people, having the most trouble? I guess I need to contact him and be like, hey man, trying to stream in 1440p and now they're killing me with a 720 for a year. Just want it to look good. Pull up my notes because I think I may have got the suspension wrong. This part I can't remember for sure if I were at 175. I think so. You gaming tonight, Thor? Yeah, it is 175. This will be the new suspension tweaks. That's a pretty cool song, huh? Kind of chill. Oh, Travis got that new tune-up I sent him, and I think he's off work tomorrow, so he said he's going to load up and give me a log file in the morning. It did get me a log file with his old tune on there, and it, you know, definitely see some problems in the tune that can be fixed, so. I think he's going to be a happy man when we get done. I hope so. I hope everything goes good. We don't have any mechanical issues that, you know, could rain on our parade. He's got a race coming up. It's called the No Name Nationals. So he's going to try to compete in that, but he doesn't think he's going to be ready in time because we had so many delays. The truck had some mechanical problems. I think he had a broken axle or something to do with the rear axles. So his buddy had a set of axles of his that were spares that were just sitting there, so he went to go get them, got them, went to go put them in the truck and realized that the old axles that he let his buddy borrow were a couple of inches shorter. So, oh shit. Wheel not working? No, I forgot to turn it back on. Let me turn on that, see if it'll pick up the feedback. It might. I did the whole thing again. Yeah, I redid that tune last night 5 times. I wanted to keep doing it until every time I came up with the same tune. Then you know you got a handle on what you're trying to accomplish here. But there's directional smoothing that you have to do, and the direction that you do it, and when you do it, and when you don't, and how much you do it, and all these things can make a difference in how smooth the tune is and how it's blended. Get it blended right, the computer is very happy, and the engine's very happy. Get it wrong, and it just doesn't ever perform like it should. I think I got feedback. So I'm really hoping. Okay, we got no rear wing, so it might try to spin out. We'll see. So I'm really hoping the truck does good there. You know, no mechanical issues, and he has fun, and most of all, I hope he beats his last year's best time, or his previous best, personal best. You know, we're not expecting to win the category or anything, but the truck's not that fast. But I think he could have a good time, and he puts videos on his YouTube, so I think if he's happy with it, then he'll promote me. You know, and be like, hey, holler at Melon. I got a new website up. It's not completely fleshed out or anything, but just kind of a holder. But you can go to melonracing.com, and it's got a form to contact me if somebody is watching and wants to get their car tuned. I got a ding but no message. Streamlabs still acting up. I would need to unmod Streamlabs and then remod them. Reconnect the account or something? We ended up in third. Not bad for having to reconnect. Couple 2:11 laps. I think we can go faster than that. I really wasn't pushing it that hard, to be honest with you. Just kind of going. We'll do another race here. At least some more practice in qualifying. I think the 2 needs a little more, but oh, you've seen the site before? Okay. Yeah, that's a new version. You could probably go back to like the Wayback Time Machine, the Internet History Machine, or whatever it's called. You can see the old version of the website when I had a full store and everything. Oh, you're in the game. Gotcha. We'll try some new damper settings and new rear diff. Rear damper, rear diff, rear wing. Removing the rear wing from it. Switch for my son. I was just reading that. See what it is. Yep. Yep. Oh. All right. I'm going to turn the force feed back up. It's a little bit weak. Usually run 35 to 40% strength on this 8 Newton meter motor. What game you playing, Thor? I'm gonna adjust it right here. Oh, where'd the menu go? What the hell menus disappear? Oh, there it is. It moved. Weird. Has the no wing on the back, so it might be why it's sliding around a little bit. Dota 2. It's cool. I played that before. I kind of liked it. I just wasn't, you know, not great at it or anything. I'm just having fun with it though. I did enjoy it. Try this super soft. See if it prevents some spinning around corners. So we can run no wing. This thing should be real fast. Straight away. In the corners, if it'll hold. Depends out, I can't use it. There's some eye distance adjustment on the lenses. Right now I got them all the way inward, so if your eyes are super narrow, like they're kind of inset, closer together instead of further, that's kind of what this view is in the headset. For you guys it won't make any difference, but it seems a little, almost like it's zoomed in a little bit, which is interesting. See if I can tell the difference in clarity. It's a little blurry, but see how smooth this car looks when it goes around here. Yeah, that's good. I made a lot of changes on the video settings to absolutely dial this sucker in. Now I can just focus on the cars. Yeah, I do feel like I'm zoomed. Okay, let's move that around. That's the other extreme. I think we're at the other extreme now. looks kind of weird too. So 72 is the extreme one end, and 58 is the extreme the other one. So what is that, 10? 12? 58. My brain can't do math on driving. I'm smoking. I'm sitting. Let me get this camera down. I feel like I'm sitting in the camera. I guess my eyes aren't that wide apart. I guess. I really need a way to measure them. I don't have a tape hard stepper here. I'd like to come up with a more scientific way anyway. So this is with a little more force feedback, and I really can't even tell the difference. I think we'll turn that up some more. Where's squirrel will go? Let's move around. Maybe this thing's gonna work. I don't know. Bump it up another 5%. It should be real obvious. I don't know. Let's adjust this IPD. So 58, 68 or 10. That's 14. So half that would be 7. So 58 plus 7. 55. 72 minus 7. Yes. So that's the middle. That. Sure. I like that. It's not a little. know it feels good. There. That. Qualifying is finished, so the race is getting ready. So I need to go to Streamlabs website and invite them. Thought they already were, but I mean, they're already Streamlabs is already a mod, or that's what's confusing me. That's gonna log in, so maybe it is log in with Twitch maybe. So log in with it. Streamlabs homepage, but it looks like it's just my video. I'm trying to find my settings and stuff. I'm gonna be stuck on the tips page. /home/buffer/home. I mean, good, right? Keeps going to the tips page. Like I'm just a viewer, not I'm still in the session too. Yeah, I can't figure out the Streamlab login. It's I mean, I'm logged in, but it's not. Maybe I got a bookmark. It's not taking me to the right place. It's not taking me to my dashboard. There's the dashboard. Okay, so we gotta go to the bot. Bot, chat bot. I might need to turn off. I think one time I had a problem with some of the emotes, and it ended up being what was blocking the chat. It's like one of the other bots was like not happy with it. Is it chat bot or alert bot? I don't know which one's not working. Exactly. You know what exactly? Oh, what shit? Fuck! Did I miss the start? I hate that it doesn't just put me on the road. Well, I gotta click drive again. And it makes no countdown noise to alert you that the race is starting. I gotta fix that. Come on, man. 25. Kings let you know the race is beginning. And you're not, like when you're in a menu or something, there's no noise. Drive-through penalty, wrong position. I'm starting to feel the extra force feedback a little bit. Then watch, I got a race tire on now. The wheel's heavier. I don't want to get it so heavy that it's yanking the wheel in my hand when I hit a bump and making me wreck. Some of that comes from holding the wheel too tight. Sometimes you gotta let the front end just kind of wander into the crevices and bumps and absorb them. Look at these diff settings, it seems to be okay without the rear wing on this track. I probably need to revisit the other tracks. These new settings. Right now, I think this is my favorite car. Probably need to revisit the Mercedes though. It's also very fast and turns good. The BMW just slides out sometimes, and I can't have that. It's just not consistent. I know amount of tuning has fixed that. Oh, I don't know wheel. Look, he disconnected. Hello everybody, welcome to stream. I'm in the water, help. I think I got a parking spot. Let me see if the wheel's gonna reset and get the force feedback. Usually when it comes back without the force feedback, so. Here. Okay. It's about impossible to turn around here. Gotta make a pit stop too. Good view anyway. That's it. Do this as safely as possible. I don't want to screw up somebody else's race. We're just using the race for a tuning session, so I'll stop in the pit and get the windshield fixed. Take care of that. I think I got to stop and go anyway. The only problem is a lot of times when you do a stop and go penalty, they don't do any pit work. So I don't get a fresh windshield, but there's something. I think we'll add a little more force feedback. It's pretty good where it's at. Let me look at this alert. Okay, alert box is not the. That's the box, not the bot. Chatbot alert box, chat box, alert box. I think those are fine. Stream boss. Sub, bit, super chat, YouTube member goal. Oh, that's the bot. Oh, bot. Twitch inactive, YouTube active. some reason he was inactive on Streamlabs. Cloudbot was on Twitch, was inactive on YouTube. Is it? I don't know why he was off. Should already be a mod, but yeah, Streamlabs is already a moderator. Yeah, he was inactive on Twitch only. He was active on YouTube, but disabled. Isn't that weird? I'm like, how did that happen? I don't go in there and touch those settings. How do we test it? That one is Cloudbot. Let me know. Say something to Cloudbot. See if he responds. Looking at chat settings. Screen reader auto out. Is that me? Not sharing chat. Huh. I want to see what the screen reader is. Is it just for me, or does that make everybody hear it? Screen, what's the setting? Screen reader auto announce. That's no description, but it's got a button. I've never seen that before. Alright, hit me in the chat. It didn't announce. Screen reader auto announce. What is that setting? Google it. Twitch chat and screen reader auto announce is a feature that enables automatic verbalization of incoming chat messages for users of screen reader software. This feature can be toggled on or off from within the chat settings and the settings that set across different devices and browsers. When enabled, your screen reader will automatically read new messages as they appear in the chat. This feature is designed to improve the accessibility of Twitch chat for visually impaired users, allowing them to stay engaged with the conversation. Well, is there some reason why that wouldn't be on? I mean, that doesn't do anything for me, but why would that not be a default setting that's on anyway? Anyway, I'll turn that on. MSX98 is the top clipper. I'm sure. think that's the first time I really dropped the VR headset like that. This looks really good. The Pimax is at 86% resolution to achieve this level of clarity and low latency. So latency is like 5 to 7 milliseconds. It's amazing. Your live is not eligible for recommendation, restricted in search results because it violates the fake engagement policy under our community guidelines. Okay, or appeal. I get these sometimes about fake engagement. What are they talking about? They think I got some bots? Oh, maybe because Streamlabs came in or something? Maybe that's what did it. I want to try... auto. You got a new image quality setting called auto. That's interesting. Let's click auto. What does it say? Enter what auto would be. Let's put it to 100%. There's always something goofy with streaming, you know? Your Streamlabs, right? Is that the one that's not been working? Hang out with the Discords? That's the one that wasn't working, right? Kept hearing the ding, but we could never see it. Okay, cool, man. Well, thank you for helping me figure it out. I've been meaning to fix that, but I'm always like, I'm tuning the car or racing or working on VR settings. The VR review is going to look a little funny for a minute because I've increased the resolution temporarily. I want to see if we can hold 90 FPS or not. Doesn't look like it's going to be able to do it. Yeah, 88, 87 frames. Latency's pretty good, but in game that's gonna go up quite a bit. So if you can't do 90 frames in the garage, you're not gonna do 90 in the game. So yeah, this setting's too high at 100% resolution. Interesting. We're gonna find the actual perfect setting in just a second here. It may be 86%. That's actually the default resolution of a Pimax. If you just choose, if you click the default button, it goes to 86. 100% resolution kills the frame rate, and it doesn't look much better, but we'll try, that was 100%, let's try 95 and see. We'll go between 86, which looks good, and super low latency. It works great. But I want to see if I can get it even sharper without inducing a bunch more latency. So I'll try 95%. Your things I don't want to bother with it. But yeah, just sometimes don't want to stop if it's not really a huge deal. Wouldn't hurt anything. Sometimes it's just because I don't know where the heck it's, you know what I mean? You got a black screen? Yeah, it's, that which I'm not. Yeah, I'm testing some new settings on the VR headset. Sombra. Austin, I realized my headset was set to 7200 instead of 90. No when I was able to set the graphics higher. Ha! See, not bad. Less stuttering than 90. Oh, really? Is your GPU able to get you to 90 whenever you have it set? Is it staying locked at 90? If so, it should be sharper than 72. Not necessarily sharper, but it's more fluid. But it will add more heat to your room because the GPU's, you know, allowed to go to a higher frame rate. More wattage used, etc. Definitely a factor in the summer in the US. Which headset do you have, Austin? Okay, so now, let's see, did we get the 90 frames we're shooting for? No, so even at 95% resolution, now latency's good, 6 milliseconds, 7. Looking at the top right, it might see it in the stream, but it may be that the chat's in the way. Let me see if I can move it to a better location. Let's see, Alt-Z. We swapped to this new video card, 5070 Ti, so I'm kind of getting everything down. That's really too much information. I don't need the clock and voltage and... That's pretty good. That's my custom one. Percent lows are 45. Let's turn on the, make sure the lights are on the headset. Right now, oh, I'm in focus. Turn on my FPS camera in the headset. That reminds me, I've got a utility called FPS FOV. I think it's called FPS FOV, something like that. I need to turn that on. Let's see, how do I launch that? Library. It should be in the library. FPS. There we go. Launch it. I don't know how. Oh, it screwed up my audio. How did it do that? Oh, it's running Steam VR. Steam VR is using the wrong audio. There we go. I don't know. I didn't want to run Steam VR to run OpenXR. or to run. I guess you have to. That probably killed the game, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Alright, so 95 is not the setting. Let's go to 90. I like this song. Yeah, some people can sing a song and it's pretty, right? But some people can't sing a song that's got some passion in the words and make it sound like they're emotional or feeling it, you know? But this woman can, you know what I mean? You believe she's feeling what she's saying. Pretty good. I think that's why I like it. Plus the sonic soundscape is really good. Like the overall, you know, it's got dum 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 going on in the background. A lot of left and right audio panning. And then you get the arpeggio with the keyboard. Little volume increase there on the keyboard, kind of emphasizes. Break it down, kind of a palette cleanser, if you will. Okay, are we hitting the 90 yet? GPU usage is pretty max at 72. Oh, okay. Gotcha. And what resolution? What resolution are you running? And what headset and GPU and CPU? Sorry for all the questions, but I'm a tinkerer. I gotta know. I mean, that stuff's fascinating to me. It's like talking shop. Like, people used to come to my race shop, and they would just... We'd start talking about cars, you know, and just... I could talk all day. My girlfriend that used to help me run the shop back then was like, you gotta know when to break it off. You know, like, I know. She's like, and also everybody's calling here and they're ordering parts, but they really want to order from you because they see you on the forums and the videos, and you know, she's like, they'll order from me, but they're always asking, like, can I talk to Chris? Crystal Super at 50. Oh wow. Yeah, that thing's just got so much resolution, doesn't it? I bet it looks amazing though. You got the 50, or is it like the 57? And is it pancake lenses? Sorry, I'm not really up on the Super at the moment. I read up on it a long time ago. I don't have enough GPU for the Super. I would have to run it at low resolution as well. But, you know, once I get a 5090 or something... What CPU and GPU do you have? Alright, are we getting a 90 now? 88, very close. So it's... Latency's good, but... not quite the 90, so when we go to the garage, it's not going to be 90. So here it is getting the 90. Let's see out here. Here it's showing 88, 84. Oddly, and the lows are 45, so it seems like it might be struggling to hit the 90, I'm thinking. With the Super, the low resolution option 50 is like the medium resolution of a Crystal Light. Oh, you got the 5090. Wow. That's awesome. Hell yeah, dude. Whew. I'm envious. Maybe even a little jealous. Oh, man, I want that card. Maybe one of these days. 7950X3D. Hell yeah, that's a good combo, too. Tell me again, the 7950X3D is 8 core? 6. Yeah, that card is the shit, man. That's a hell of a CPU too. So I'm thinking about when the 9800X3D was coming out. They were talking about the 9950X3D CPU, the 16 core variant with a little more clock speed. I was going to wait for that, but it was taking forever. So I went ahead and jumped on the 9800X3D because I had the 5950X, the old 16 core. Yeah, I can't believe you can't run it at higher resolution on a 5090. That's crazy on the Super. Oh, okay. 90% res on ACC at 72 on the Super and the 5090. Woo! How good does that look? I mean, you don't have to tell me, I already know, but 90% on a Super with a 5090? Fuck, I bet that looks good. Yeah, you can tell, notice how much more resolution I picked up, just bumping it up from 80. When I cropped the view earlier, the Pimax was at 86%. So now we're at I think 90. So the crop's a little off because the resolution's higher than normal. Let's see, where are we? Yeah, we're at 90. It changes to desktop view while we're. Or tinkering. That way you can see my settings and stuff. There you go. So yeah, I'm playing with 90 and we're seeing the latency's really good. Excellent, actually. But it's not hitting 90. On Nvidia's not seeing 90, but the headset is saying 90, which is weird because I usually have no discrepancy. Here it says it's 90, so maybe I should just get on the track because the latency looks real good. People say ACC is unoptimized, but EVO is really optimized. But the graphics look a lot better with ACC. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? I love running it at 100% resolution. I've had the 7900 XTX, and that's been a fantastic card. But one, at full tilt, it's putting out 374 watts. So it gets hot in here, man. I have to have the fan on me, or I'm cooking. And I could only run 84%. Which still, the default Pimax Crystal Light is 86, which looks really good. I think there's diminishing returns on increasing this above 86, even 84 in fact. So I'm trying to find that line. 86 is good. I can run that, and it looks great. And 90 seems to be putting hard on it, but see what I mean. I'm leaving on 90 for a second. Actually go in the game. Now you guys are going to have the dual view for a second unless you just protest about it. I need to see what it actually has in game on the VR headset. Okay, the headset says 90. Let's go drive on a server. Usually the litmus test is just get on like Spa or really almost any track and just get in the car and just sit in the pit. That's usually your worst frame rate. So I use that as kind of a point of reference. Okay, so Mount Panorama. I don't know that it's a necessarily bad pit, but it's kind of short if you're out front and you're just kind of looking at that front corner. But even so, the frame rate's usually, yeah, see we're down, it said 76 frames per second. Now it says 90. So it really is doing 90 according to this headset. Nvidia says 82, and it says that 1% low is 43. GPU utilization 85, CPU 30, 40, and latency 8.49. So latency's up just a hair, and it's kind of moving around a lot, like it's struggling. It's going low, but it's kind of going up and down a lot. Let's see if I leave the headset still. It should really be stable. Shouldn't be wandering around. I need that. Okay, there we go. 1% lows are kind of bad. Good latency, but the latency's moving and the 1% lows are moving. 20s to 40s. Yeah, I think this setting may be pushing it too hard. Let me interview it properly view too. It might get worse. Yeah, latency went up to 10. Lows are 45. Make sure headset's on. So yeah, and here it says 90 frames. Interesting, but Nvidia's being a little more precise about it, I think. And it's showing me that it's not very happy. So I think we'll go out of the game. Trying to get it as close to 86 to 86 is good. Trying to get it as high as possible without inducing any lag at all. So what I noticed, sitting on the side of the road as cars drove by, if the latency is close to 10 or higher, and then cars go by and they'll strobe. And there was some settings I had this turned down. I think it was vehicle it was like scene detail or something, or just detail. That one, if it's on ultra or high, I think it was causing strobing, because those settings had so much latency. Alright, what are we looking at here? Latency's really good. 6.9, 5.9. Lows 43, 44, 35, 54. That's it, maybe a little bit. You like this song, Thor? I like this one. It's pretty kind of cool, huh? It's got that beat, you know? The lows are still kind of bad at 30 and 40, but the latency looks good. Let's get on the track and see what that looks like, though. Or you heard it before, you heard it here, bro. No, you heard it somewhere else before? Maybe a movie or something? I don't know. What I usually do is I go through, I kind of pull up some songs that I like, that I know I like, that are in the genre I like, and then I'll have YouTube Music autoplay some stuff that's kind of in that genre, and I'll pick out some stuff and I'll save it to a playlist. So what you're hearing is kind of some stuff that I've hand-picked over the last months. So I'm going to constantly be adding stuff to that and make it kind of keep it fresh, so we're not just listening to the same stuff all the time. So eventually it'll be a long enough list we could just put it on loop, and then we can get through, you know, hours and hours of streaming out hearing the same song. And then we can also mix it up. Right now I think it's probably looping from the top. Let's see. I think I may have it on shuffle actually, so it should be kind of fresh in that way. So there's 21 tracks in the list right now, an hour and 35 minutes of audio. So it's not, you know, and I got it on shuffle, so. All right. Alright, let's see. How are we looking here? Frame rate 82, lows 30. Latency looks good. The lows don't look good though. More copy for me. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So what I'll do is add stuff, and then if I get a copyright strike or a notification that's blocked in some region or something, then I'll remove that one. Instead of just letting it play whatever. There's a lot of good music I'd love to play, but it's just I don't know. It's just hard to. YouTube music really needs a section that's for streamers. Copyright free stuff, we're not going to get strikes on, we can just pick stuff out of that. I don't know if they have that, but I mean, I searched, but don't have much luck. Oh, there's settings on here. Let me get you on a single line again. Also, I need to hide the preview on the other monitor. I don't need that going on top. Yes. Let's see, 90 frames. This is 90 frames. Okay, the lows are 44. Let me get those lows up. Then I'll know it's optimized. If I get those lows close to the highs, then we know the GPU's not overrun. I've changed OBS to use the CPU for rendering. Using X264, 5, whatever the highest is, instead of the GPU. So now the GPU should just be focusing on gaming instead of encoding. Ideally, I would have a capture card or a second computer that would handle that for the GPU and CPU. That way the CPU's not wasting cycles encoding. That can add latency as well. We're gonna get this thing burning right. So I think I need to look at the prices on the 9958 and see about. So that's the 16 core, and I think it clocks higher too. It's kind of like premium chip over what I got now. It wasn't available at the time, but it might be the case that I can get one of those and sell this chip and do like I'm doing my GPU, sell the old stuff. I also need to look, is there a card that's better than the 5070 Ti that's similar money? Yeah, that's like Walmart, and the girl that works there and I went to high school together, and she used to date my best friend back then. One of my best friends back then. She was like, "I'll just bring it back if you don't, if you decide I don't like it. So I'll give you your money back. So I'll give you 30 days. Like, okay. Yeah, this thing is at 90 frame lock, but while we're doing that, I also want to experiment with even more force feedback. I love that I can change force feedback right here. Actually, I think you can bind keys to this and everything. 50%. I need to look at their tutorial. Maybe they have some settings for this that... Yeah, we can lower the curb effect so it doesn't knock me all over the place. Yeah, we could turn that down because that always shakes the shit out of the wheel. Which I need to know it's shaking, but I don't need it to actually knock the wheel out of my damn hands, you know? Road effects, I want to feel dips in the road. Tire slip. We need to feel that, but not so strongly, probably. Well, shit, if we just turn everything down, hadn't we negated every... So I think I'll leave that up. This will keep the wheel from yanking out of my hands. But I should still feel the strength of the wheel. That's what I'm thinking. Woo-wee! Love this game, man. You can get it dialed so much better than Forza with that kind of stuff. Harper Simulator, that's a difference. Forza's a simulator just as well. It's just lacking in the features. No VR, a lot of settings missing. Alright, what's our lows? 43. It's interesting that the GPU utilization is not 100%. Suggests that the CPU might not be keeping up. Let me see if it agrees on Task Manager. CPU is not at 100%. It's at like... It says 36, but it looks higher than that to me. Click on that screen, see if it goes up. 40%. It's down for a minute. Sorry, this turned into a video tuning session, guys, but I've been needing to get this thing dialed in and... Yeah, the GPU is not at 100%, even though I'm in VR. That usually means the CPU is not keeping up, in my experience. Which could be holding back performance. So we're better off letting the GPU handle encoding in OBS. OBS. OBS CPU usage is actually not like anything. So I don't think it's causing any frame time latency, but it doesn't. I don't know why my GPU's not at 100%. Seems like these lows would be coming up if I've got the settings correct. Oh, here's the OBS. Wait, OBS is on the GPU? What? Why? Hang on. I don't know if this preview. Oh, wait, why is OBS on the GPU? It's supposed to be using a CPU. Oh, did it crash and not keep a setting or something? That's weird. It's like a setting is reverted. On software, why is it using the GPU on OBS though? Oh, it was real high. Okay, he was using most of it. This is probably for the video preview window. So I've got OBS tuned pretty good. It's not using much CPU or GPU. So why am I not getting 100% GPU usage in Assetto Corsa EVO? Odd. Well, let's just try another setting. Get this video setting down. We'll get back into some racing. Get something to drink. And I've been off the caffeine. I got a jug, like a gallon of sweet tea, but I've been off the sugar. It's not like sugar-free sweet tea. And I had been off the caffeine, and I got back on the caffeine with that jug of sweet tea and was drinking some of that. I was not really feeling that great. Like, just overall. I guess it was because I was crashing from it later or something. I'm finding this new setting is actually pretty nice. Basically, the main view screen is super sharp, and the outer edges are a little bit blurry. But you turn your head and then they're perfectly sharp. So like the side mirror just got a little bit of blur on it on my peripheral, which feels very realistic, and I picked up some frame rate doing that. So I'm trying that. I tried it with and without quad views, and tried it with quad views by itself. This is the way. And then experiment. Let's just set this really low. I want to see. Strike the perfect balance. What do we got? This should definitely be 90 frames. Yeah, it is in a headset, So yeah, I don't know, but the Nvidia is always showing lower than the headset. And the percent lows have not improved by going to a lower GPU demand. Latency's looking really good, 4.5 and 5. But it's probably going to look a little bit grainy on that track, I would think. Do you like that latency? That's super low. That's kind of like a first-person gamer on the monitor latency. That's going to make everything feel better. No delay in the rendering when you turn your head. No delay in the rendering when cars drive by it sideways. It won't be strobing as they go by. It'll be just nice and smooth. It just keeps your eye focused and on corners and fast-moving objects. It just, for gaming, it's just, when you get that right, it's really good. Let's see. I can sleep now. Okay. Headset says 90, which I'm sure it is. But the GP still says only 80, 70, 80%. The lows are 42, 37. And the GP is not being used as much, which makes sense because I lower the resolution of them. That makes somebody mowed the yard in the neighborhood. Getting all appalled. I got the windows open. Keep it cool in here. Thank you. What I say about the coffee? Just well, not coffee, but caffeine. Yeah, I've just been off caffeine for a while. I got a gallon of artificially sweetened, no sugar, 0 calorie tea, and it was it has a lot of caffeine in the tea, and I drink a lot of it, and I was not feeling good. I was kind of feeling kind of weird. And also vaping, the Delta vaping, if I overdo it, I start feeling kind of bad. So I'm staying off the caffeine. Try to go through life without it. So because caffeine can, elevate your heart rate. It affects your temperament, your mood. For gaming, first-person shooter stuff, yeah, it can get you hyped up, but I think it's got some negative benefits over time. I think it's like for like a quick little boost, sure, but don't expect to be feeling great all day after doing it. I think everything in life in moderation. Too much marijuana, too much caffeine, too much sugar. I think everything in moderation tastes and feel better and has less negative effect. All that stuff does is mood altering because it affects your brain chemistry, your heart rate, blood flow, your oxygen flow, so all that affects how you feel. And it makes these little temporary spikes, a cup of coffee, like some pretty strong spike, hit of marijuana, pretty strong spike, but if you do a whole lot of it, the spike, it just kind of levels out and it starts diminishing, and then you're just taking in all this caffeine. Now you're jittery, taking in all this marijuana. Now you feel sleepy or lethargic, can't remember anything, you're messing up, wrecking and stuff. It's best to do everything in moderation. So with the vape, the struggle is always to find the balance. I always keep doing too much. Some is good, more is better, right? Well, you can do too much. You ever try marijuana? Well, the thing about it is, I don't recommend it unless you're severely depressed or something and you're like you're at your wit's end, it might help. You got nothing to lose, it might help you. Otherwise, don't do it. There's a cost to it, and financial cost. You know, the real stuff has a smell to it. Irritates your eyes because it dries your eyes out, dries you out, your mouth out, your eyes. I gotta get some water, by the way. For this reason, this is the synthetic stuff, which is not illegal here, so I can use it, not have to worry, but still, it probably would show up on a drug test, so for getting a job, I don't recommend it either. So I don't know if the drug tests are sophisticated enough to discern what's marijuana and what's almost marijuana. Because all this is man-made. They basically studied marijuana, found all the chemicals in it that do something positive for you, and recreated those. And all the chemicals that are in the plant that you don't need, like the smoke from the fire, and because you're burning a plant, you know, vegetation. But there's some things in there you don't need. Every once in a while I'll do the real stuff just to see if there's something I'm missing. And there's not really. And this is pretty potent. The draw on this is kind of like a bowl. A big draw on it, so like a bowl if you inhale really harshly, quickly, and for the full duration. So for me it was good through depression, and then also it's helping me with PTSD. My depression is waning. My confidence is growing. And that helps with my social skills, ability to speak on camera and communicate, things like that. So it has some benefits for me. Not having PTSD anymore is huge. I mean, and the way it does that, as I mentioned before, is it suppresses dreams. So if you like having funny or sexy dreams or whatever, don't use marijuana. You'll lose that. You could. It does for me. But if you have PTSD and you don't want to wake up with nightmares and shaking all over and just having your day absolutely wrecked every morning or a lot of mornings, marijuana could help you. But like I said, everything in moderation. Too much, you just become lethargic. Also, the strain you use. If you have, if you want to be active and alert, then you want to do sativa. Sativa is more like a working man's marijuana. That's what I use. It'll make you want to do stuff. You'll enjoy mowing the yard with the headset on with music. You'll enjoy it. And stay cool, stay in the shade, you know, sunglasses and a hat, and you know, some headphones on, some good music, so you can hear the music over the mower. And burn one. The lawnmower it's never so good. You know what I mean? So it has some benefits. Severe boredom, depression, it can help with that. But it's a mood enhancer, so if you're super angry, sometimes it can make you stay angry and make it worse. Sometimes if you have like a severe toothache, marijuana can make a severe toothache worse, because it can be an enhancer. Think of it as an amplifier. So if you're in a good mood, it could put you in a slightly better mood. And for me, I don't feel drunk. You know, sometimes I can smoke too much and I might slur a little bit, I might bump into the walls, so you can almost get drunk. But I've been doing it for a long time, so my tolerance is probably pretty high. Alright, let me get something to drink. I'll be right back. That's a great song. Leave it on that. Let me get my mic. I'll be right back. Do something with your anxiety. Yeah, I think you gotta figure out what the source is first. What's causing it? I used to have so much trouble with depression and anxiety, and I don't know that you ever truly get rid of it, but it's way better now. My mind was outside people and influence what I'm trying to do and create here. Trying to slow me down or change my mind, or you know what I mean? So I had to silence those people. At least temporarily. So I could focus on what I'm doing. And not wake up and get ugly messages and get all pissed off and not want to work and then not want to stream and can't enjoy the game. You know, just life sucks. So I have to silence those people and block them. And they're mad that I'm blocking them. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to move forward. And if it means blocking somebody, even a family member, and pissing them off. You know? Well. And I'm coming out of that phase and I'm trying to reconnect with those people and just kind of hit the reset button. So this felt weird when you woke up. So maybe it's going on in your sleep. You wake up and you're like vibrating, nervous. Do you feel like you're in the flight or fight mode where you're like on edge, almost a panic? I don't know why. When I have bad dreams and I'm conscious of it, I'll wake up and I may not even remember the dream, but sometimes I do. And sometimes I don't even remember the dream, but I know it was a bad one because I'm all fucked up. My whole body is shaking, my hands feel hot, and everything's vibrating. And you just feel like you're ready to pounce, you know? And you can't hardly talk to anybody because you're so, like, in your head. So days like that, you can't reach out to other people. You got so much going on in your own head. So then I don't want to feel, social. I don't want to stream. I don't want to hear from anybody. So I just kind of shut down, make it quiet. What you've been experimenting with? You mean to say experimenting or experiencing, like feeling something weird? Experimenting would mean you're trying some stuff to get an effect. Experiencing would mean something's happening to you that you're not necessarily asking for. Pudding's good. It's Jello brand. Oh, well, is it Jello brand? Snack pack, 0 sugar, chocolate. Tastes like chocolate, has no sugar in it. It's not bad for you in that way, anyway. Well, you got to figure out where the source is. And for me, I had trouble. I could not pinpoint what was causing all my problems. And to be honest with you, Did a lot of marijuana. And I literally sat on the back porch, listened to some good music, and I just processed. I was able to, I don't know, when I would smoke, I just kind of connect things better and process things. And painful as it was, I had to kind of reprocess some ancient memories and feelings and stuff. And sometimes if you get the dosage of marijuana kind of high, like for me about 3 bowls pretty rapidly, so 3 long hits on that thing, that'll put me in, I'll go through a phase. The first phase is usually, I call it the feels, and I feel like I'm a little emotional. So I might have some feelings come up that are negative or positive, but sometimes it can be negative, and that might be a little bit disturbing to some people that aren't used to that, because you might have some strong emotions about, suddenly a thought might pop in your head about a family member or something that's been really bothering you, and you'd be like, damn, I gotta do something. I gotta change my ways. I gotta reach out, extend the olive branch, let me reconnect, let me retry. Let me hit the reset button. And if they give me any grief going forward, just let them know right away, instead of letting them build up, let them know right away, hey, look, I can't have negative text messages from you every day, and you know what I mean? So anyway, all that to say, smoking marijuana for me helped me get to the root cause of some of the stuff that was eating at me. And I found that a lot of it was some repressed memories about childhood, things that happened that were terrible, and it was awful to relive some of that. And I had a lot to say to some people about that. And I went through it, and I think you gotta go through it. Because I've had a lifetime of anger and anxiety, unable to feel love, abandonment issues, just PTSD, anxiety all through the roof. You know what I mean? I used to go to sleep at night and my room would just start spinning when I was a kid. Just spin, like I was drunk. From just anxiety and fear, and probably didn't help that right outside my door, which it was an old house and it had a full wooden door, but right outside my door was the living room television, which was loud enough for anybody in the living room to hear. So it was very loud when I was trying to go to sleep at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Unfortunately, at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, Tales from the Crypt came on, which is a very spooky TV show for a 10-year-old or an 8-year-old or whatever I was back then. And that used to scare the shit out of me when I'd go to sleep, and the room would start spinning, and it was just, I didn't even know what was going on. And but right now, thinking back to it, I'm like, God, that had to be anxiety, from that TV show, just trying to sleep and then being scared to death as a kid from a spooky TV show outside your room. The crypt keeper laughing, and it was like, had me all fucked up for a lot of years, and then other shit happened. So yeah, PTSD's been, and anxiety's just been a thing for me. I remember being in my 20s and I was married, and I would have to beg my wife to help me go to sleep. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and just be nauseous and panicked, and couldn't get back to sleep. I'd be so sick to my stomach thinking about work with anxiety, because I hated the job. I loved what I did, but I had a lot of anxiety doing it. It was difficult to get in front of people and fix computers and put on this facade like I was okay, but I really wasn't. I was struggling severely. So yeah, I go to sleep, in between the first 10 and 15 minutes I start dreaming. Then I realize I'm dreaming, I wake up myself a little nervous. Yeah, that's anxiety. Yeah, I took medicine for anxiety. I tried all kinds of stuff. And I found some stuff that helped, but it doesn't help long term. It just kind of gets you through the moment, gets you through the day or two. But prolonged use, like anything, like a lot of drugs, chemicals, your body has receptors. And you think of that receptor as a pipe, an opening, a pipe opening. And the end of that receptor is only so big, and then so only so much chemical particles can fit in there and go through it at one time. The ones that do go through get to your brain and you feel something, right? I'm feeling it too. Yeah. So those chemical receptors, whether it's caffeine or a sugar high, any kind of euphoric, endorphin, cocaine, heroin, marijuana, all that stuff uses receptors, and those receptors can only take so much chemical. So eventually that end of that pipe gets clogged. It just gets so much of a buildup of the same good stuff coming in that it gets blocked. And then you can't take anymore. And so that's why you feel like, well, after a while, the medicine just doesn't work good. Or you keep smoking more and more and more marijuana, and it's not getting any better. In fact, you might start feeling kind of bad just because you're taking in so much stuff in your lungs, it's not doing anything. You're depleting oxygen. It'll make you sleepy and drowsy, and then you're not feeling good. Go outside my house, only for work. I can't even go buy candy. Just feel anxiety. You just don't want to deal with people. You deal with people all day, every day, so you're really struggling with it. You're having to live through anxiety. Yeah, I feel you on that, because my last job, most of my career I've worked for myself in IT and building race cars and tuning race cars. But I've worked for some other companies, and I would just be sick every morning. I didn't know why. Well, marijuana stopped that. I can wake up in the morning, I feel nauseous. I can't hardly eat because I feel so sick about thinking even about work. I literally get in the car and grab the steering wheel and be like, ugh, I don't want to drive 45 minutes to do this job. I love helping people, but one, they're thankless. Okay, you got to get over that. People are just going to be thankless, even though you're helping them greatly. They just don't care. They're in their own little world, and they think it's your job, and that's the, that your paycheck is all the things you're going to get. So don't expect more than that, and just be happy if you get more than that. Sometimes people thank you, and some people tip you, and stuff like that. But yeah, my last job I used to get tips and stuff because I would really go out of my way to take good care of them. But I was living with that anxiety every morning, just feeling sick and couldn't sleep at night. I would wake up, and then I'd have to beg my now ex-wife, and just beg her to run her fingers through my hair, and that would calm me and kind of soothe me. I was like a baby, like a mama soothing a baby, and that would calm me down, and I could get back to sleep. But I'd have to wake her up to get her to help me, so that was terrible for her too. But if she didn't do that, then I couldn't go to work, and I was the breadwinner. And I never missed work. I never missed school, I never missed work, I've always just dealt with it. But doing so, it's kind of a pain. I'm in a race somehow, fellas. I wasn't even the VR goggles on. Trying some settings. I was outside and I was thinking about, see, this processor has 8 real cores and then 8 more virtual cores, and you can disable those other 8 cores. That's supposed to be better for gamers and get better frame rate, because the extra 8 cores bother the processor for gaming, basically. I'll put it that way. It's got something to do with the 3D V cache and being on one chip. just using 8 cores is better for gaming. So right now I don't have it set up that way. I've got it set up for all cores. This is ups and downs to running all cores. All cores is good for if you're encoding video on using the software setting, which is what I'm doing right now, X364 or 5. But you need those extra cores to help process all that. All cores would be good for rendering videos and editing videos. So for that reason I would turn it back on probably. But I think for gaming and best frame rate and less hitching and stuttering and effectively the best clarity, yeah, this looks pretty good. This is the Pimax, not even all the way up, but it's really good. The latency should be really low. Details. Hey, with I think I'm going to reboot and go into the BIOS and disable the extra 8 cores because I'm not rendering video. I'm going to change it on my new video card because it's an Nvidia card. It does have the ability, I think it's got a chip built in there just for encoding, just for streaming and encoding. Ooh, my eyes are a little itchy from that weed earlier. I got the windows open, I can tell. Ooh, my eyes are probably swollen. So itchy. So I'm gonna reboot. I'm in the hunt for the ultimate frame rate. And I think my best setup for me as a streamer is to set my 9800X3D CPU to just use the 8 cores. That's going to get the best frame rate for gaming because the CPU is not going to be trying to do everything. It's just going to focus on the game and get the best feed, because your CPU is what runs the game program, right? It's what actually runs the game, and it feeds frames to the GPU. The GPU takes those frames, processes them, and sends them, looks at your video settings and sends them at the clarity and level and detail and depth that you want. And in my case with VR, it sends the game twice, one at a little different angle, so it looks 3D, like wearing 3D goggles. You hold me so I let you play. Oh, that's okay. We're having conversation. Good conversation, bro. Hey, man, it's 2:27 in the morning. Perfect time to have a deep conversation while gaming, right? Like I said, the key for me to getting better, I found, for me, marijuana. That got rid of my early morning. I was sick every morning. Sick to my stomach, and that would keep me from wanting to go to work. I would go anyway, but it was fucking awful every morning. And it was anxiety about getting in front of people and just doing the job. The work isn't hard. You put me in a box and let me do the work like I'm doing right here, I'm good. But get me in front of an audience, in front of a bunch of people, that's harder. This is hard, don't get me wrong. Having a camera on me and worried about what I look like and what I sound like, the video quality, and then the game screws up and the settings are screwing up and the screens, then the the modem screws up and the ISP screws up. It's always something. The VR doesn't want to connect, and PC gaming at this high-end level sim racing is very difficult, and trying to stream it and show it, present it in a way that is engaging and clear, and then also teach people about tuning games. I'm also going to teach you guys about tuning real race cars as well, since I do that for a living. So I'm kind of want to blend all these worlds. I was also military, did Army, so I want to play in Battlefield, and that kind of gets my rocks off of the Army in me, and I want to blend those worlds and hopefully bring everybody along. And part of my life has been really rough, with a wife and a girlfriend that robbed me blind, and you know, loss of seeing the kids that I raised around them. Um, you know, it was devastating. Money loss is one thing, but losing the ability to see the kids that you raised is it's heartbreaking. And just, you know, so you just get depressed, and then you shell up, you know, kind of turtle shell up and stay in your room, and you don't want to go anywhere. And it's very easy to just order food or just go to the store and get something, come right back. Stay offline, don't stream for years, you know, don't talk to anybody. Shut your businesses down because they were completely wiped out financially, due thanks to them, you know. And you just kind of take years off. Don't date anybody because you're broke. Don't want to even, you know. Then you don't feel like you're worthy because you're not working. Oh, I shouldn't even bother dating. Nobody's gonna love a guy that doesn't work, and that's the truth. You know, a lot of women don't, but there's some out there, and you certainly still deserve it. So anyway, I'm on the upward. Couple years of that, yeah. So I'm on the upward trajectory. So I'm hoping people that are watching that may have been through the same bullshit in life, because life is just a series of speed bumps, and they're varying sizes. And the distance between the bumps differs, and the height of them differs. Some of them will launch your ass in the air and spin you out. You're just like, fucking hell. Fucking hell, you know, what do I do now? I'm just broken, you know, just absolutely broken. And I don't mean broke in the sense of just monetarily, I mean broken just spiritually, just like, fucking hell, man, what do I do? I don't even want to keep doing this, you know, this is not even fun anymore. What's the point? Blah, 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 you know. So you gotta dig deep sometimes and really get a grip, and just remember that feelings are always just in your mind. For me, the marijuana helped me with, it suppresses my PTSD and dreams, because that's involuntary crap I couldn't control. During the day when I'm awake, I can play games, and I'm so damn busy with the game and trying to drive and stay on the track, and at the same time talk to people, and maybe even trying to commentate while I'm physically driving. And you know, I'm adjusting the tune of the car, and the tune of the game, the tune of the stream, and sharing all this. What's up, dude? Welcome, brother. I'm going to reboot in a second here. We're going to change some video settings. But just talking about life and gaming at the same time, and tuning the car and tuning the video settings at the same time. How you doing, dude? Trying to get this game looking and burning right, and then I'm going to do a video tutorial and share my findings. But what I'm noticing right now is the frame rate is okay. This headset is capped at 90 hertz, so it syncs the game so it doesn't go over 90, but it's certainly the settings I'm using, it's certainly capable of doing 90. The headset says 86, 90, and this is like a long corridor VR view, so even without cars, usually the frame rate drops, you know, to like 10 or 15 lower. Here comes a car behind me. Yeah, it's liquid smooth. I'm trying to get the frame rate at 90, which that's achievable. I can do that, and I've already done that for days. But what I'm hyper focusing on is latency. Let me see if I can put a background behind my overlay there. Can't quite see it. Background opacity. Hey, now I can see that very clearly, right? That's pretty clear, right? You guys can see that, right? Red, green's hard to see. Blue's kind of okay. Black's okay. Sometimes. Black might actually be the way, because a lot of times that's going to be up in the sky. Let's see. In the in-car view. No, black won't work. I think I'll leave it white. stacked layout or side by side? The main thing I'm focusing on right now, I've got my GPU usage nice and low, so that's good. But I can reboot and I can turn the Nvidia GPUs, I believe, have a chip just for encoding, so I should be able to tell OBS to stop bothering my CPU with encoding. And also, when I reboot, go into the BIOS, tell it to only use the main 8 cores on the CCD, don't use the hyperthread and all that extra tech to try to, because we're not going to have it do an encoding. We want it to just focus on gaming frame rate. So I think that's going to be the best gaming frame rate setting, and then go into OBS and tell it to use the dedicated tensor cores or whatever the encoding cores are, and tell it to use that, which is NVEC, I believe it's called, in the OBS settings. Restart the stream and see if it's still as sharp as it was. So that's what I'm concerned. I'm thinking NVEC's a little more blurry, but maybe I'm wrong. So I'll turn it on the highest details on NVEC and let the GPU, hopefully it won't kill frame rate or make the GPU usage skyrocket. And hopefully what that means is the CPU is now more efficient for gaming, because it's just doing 8 cores for gaming cycles, gaming thought. That's all it's thinking about: gaming. It's not worried about processing the video. It's just talking to the game engine and processing the raw data and making a frame and sending it to the GPU, and the GPU processing it into visual as quickly as possible. Those two working quickly as possible, and the GPU will be using a special chip that's only for encoding in OBS. And I'll tell OBS to use the GPU instead of the CPU. And I think that combination might be the best way to multi-stream on a single computer. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get a better GPU. I'm going to have to get a separate computer for multi-stream. I need to up my game. I need to get it to a point where I've got the top-of-line GPU, and it's just for gaming, and I've got a separate CPU or a separate capture card just for rendering and displaying Twitch and Task Manager and Restream and playing music and, you know, everything else. Maybe even just have a dedicated Linux PC for playing video games, like a Steam OS, and then have all the capture and rendering and bullshit browser and all that on a Windows OS. Somehow share both of them. It's probably a way. That would make the gaming more stable, probably, but you start getting out of Windows, you can start running into some weird compatibility issues with Linux. And I like Linux, but, you know, I got into Linux back in the Red Hat days, back in the, I don't know, probably was in the 90s, 80s and 90s. And dual PC is probably the way. And I've got a laptop that's sitting here collecting dust. It's an i5, but so the onboard GPU is probably not very good. But if its only job was just to render the stream, you know, and send data to Restream, maybe there's a way. I could put it on the network in another room. I wouldn't be able to see it in another one. I could run another network cable through the wall to the router. Not sure. Maybe add a room on the router. I may have to get a bigger router. I think it's just a 4-port. I know I got my PC on it. What else I got on there? Well, I had a PC in the other room. I don't have that in there anymore. I'm parting it out, selling it. Selling the processor, the 5950X 16 core, my previous processor from AMD. It was great, but this one's faster clock speeds, less cores, more gaming oriented, less. I'm doing less video rendering. So mostly now when I shoot a video, it's just a stream of consciousness. There's no script. There's no. I just kind of have an agenda before I start. Like, I think I'm going to talk about these things. I don't even write it down usually, and I don't do any editing, so there's like a lot of ums and uhs, just kind of like a live stream. That way when people come to the live stream, it doesn't feel so different. Because sometimes you watch some of these YouTube videos and they're so scripted and polished. Their tutorials are great. I mean, I got no complaints. They're great. They're better than mine. But then you go to watch and they say, hey, I'm streaming live, come see me. And you watch the live stream, and it just feels so different. The pace is different. It's just not polished, and it's abrupt. So for this, going from YouTube to Twitch or Twitch to YouTube, it's going to feel the same, I think. I think it all comes down to just being me. Guys, just be yourself. Just be yourself. If people don't like yourself, fuck them. There's more people, there's more fish in the sea. And eventually I'll get in front of enough people that will grow. So hopefully with the Battlefield 6 server coming, with the 30 bomb server we already have, and with the Assetto Corsa EVO server we're going to rent the moment that's available, we'll actually see some growth. Anyway, I'm going to reboot. I'm going to reset the CPU and then the OBS software and see if we can pick up some frame rate in while we're in VR playing Assetto Corsa EVO. I want to see if the frame rate goes up and see if the GPU usage goes down. CPU usage should also go down. That should make the CPU and GPU much more responsive to the measured frame time, the latency between inputs, like clicking the mouse and seeing a gun fire, or turning the wheel and feeling something in the feedback, and cars driving by, things going fast, action going across where all these pixels got to light up real quickly. If your GPU's overrun, or your CPU's not feeding enough frame, or your GPU's overtaxed and it's getting enough frame from the CPU but it can't process them quickly, your frame time goes up and up. Once that gets over 10 or so, I notice when cars come flying by, they start strobing as they come by, and my eyes are just like, what the? It's really hard to track them. And it won't do it the whole time, so it's not like they're like at 15 frames per second. It's like they're at 90, 10, 90, and it's very abrupt. It's like, what? Like are they jumping a curb? What the hell? And what that is frame time. The GPU is hitting a spike where when that car comes by in super high detail, it's trying to render all that detail and show it to me. The player model, the car model, the texture, the resolution of the texture, the size of the file size of the texture, the model complexity. Is there smoke from the tires? Is there sparks from the front lip hitting the curb? All these things cost frame time and ultimately frame rate. So I'm hitting 90 frames. That's no problem for this GPU with the right field of view crop I got going. But what it's not doing well is the 1% lows. So you've got your actual average frame rate, which is 90. It's staying pretty much hard locked there all the way around the track. So I know the GPU's pretty happy. And the frame time, I've got it down from 16, which was causing stuttering cars sometimes. I got it down to we're down to about 5 or 6 now. So it's almost like I'm playing a first-person shooter on my monitor, not rendering the game twice. So response time is super slick. But I'm seeing it jitter, and I'm also seeing jitter, meaning the frame time should stay pretty much the same as long as you're looking at the same scene. Cars driving by, it should go up and spike a little bit, but you don't want it to go way above 10 and start getting the strobing effect, like a strobe light. You want it super smooth so your eyes can pan. That's how you hit in first-person shooters. If you get that right, you can just hit targets. It's just easier because your eyes aren't having to stop and refocus like they're blinking rapidly. Because that's basically what it's doing. It's strobing. It's lights are on, lights are off, lights are on, lights are off. Picture was this and picture was that. Picture was this, picture was that, and it's moving. So your eyes are just like, what the, brains. You're wasting precious cycles, you know, computer cycles, brain cycles. You're wasting time thinking about that stuff. So if you can get it fluid, you get the frame rate right, you get the frame time low, and you get the processor focusing on the game, get the GPU focusing on video rendering. I have a nice setup here. So anyway, I just been wanting to share how I'm doing that. So I'm going to be right back. I'll change it back to VR view. Stop the stream and reboot. That's a lot of talking, isn't it? Told you I can do a stream of consciousness. I'm getting good at that from doing these YouTube videos where I talk for 40 minutes. That might be conducive to keeping people engaged in the stream as well. Or it might run them off. We'll see. But we'll be back. We'll see if the frame rate's better and fine-tune the Pimax and do some laps. Do some racing. Get to the fun part. Which I enjoy tinkering and talking about tinkering and gaming, so this is fun for me as well. Obviously, I wouldn't be talking for 20 minutes.